Magandang umaga, Malacanang Press Corps. Makakasama natin ngayon si Undersecretary at Officer in Charge ng Office of the Press Secretary, Attorney Cheloy Velicaria Garafil, para ipakilala ang ating mga panauhin ngayong araw. Ma'am.
Magandang umaga, members of the Malacanang Press Corps. Natutuwa kami na kasama natin ngayong umaga ang isang member ng cabinet at ang ating PNP chief. So umpisahan natin. Welcome sir, Department of Information and Communications Technology Secretary Ivan Jan Uy and PNP Chief General Rodolfo Azurin Jr. So para maayos lang, unahin muna natin kasi may mga exciting na balita si Secretary Ivan Uy para sa ating lahat. Secretary?
Ay, magandang umaga. Well, nag-report ako kahapon, no? During the cabinet meeting to the President na nanggaling kami nung weekend sa tatlong isla sa Southern Philippines. Ito po ay sa island ng Sakol, ng Pangapuyan, at ng Tigtabon. Nandiyan ba yung Google Earth?
Yes, sir.
Paki-type ang Sakol Island.
Sakul.
Sakol, S-A-C-O-L.
S-A-C-O-L.
Okay. So, dyan, no? Mapa ng ano, ayan. That's Sakol Island. It's in one of the remote islands down south in Mindanao. It's part of Zamboanga, and it has a population of 12,000. So, ang ginawa po namin, kinapitan po namin ng Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, under the broadband ng MASA project ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. Ito po ay katuparan ng pangako ni President Bongbong na abutin natin ang mga liblibang lugar sa buong bansa, at we thought it would be best to start from the farthest and at least the most remote areas in the country, and this is in the southern part of the south, one of the southern part of Mindanao, no? That's very near already Jolo and Sulu Islands, as well as near Basilan Island. Actually, last month, we also installed in Basilan, in the cities of Lamitan and Santiago. So, ang population po dito sa Sapol Island is 12,000. And most of them are Yakan and Tausug communities. Do we have some pictures? Ayan, that's where we were this weekend. Most of the islands are in stilt houses. It is the first time, no, for the community to ever experience internet connectivity, and we were. Can we see the photos? Can we have some of the photos? Videos lang. Okay. So ayan, it's only accessible via motorcycle, habal-habal. Nakahabal-habal po ako. Either that or 3 oras na mag-hike kami, no? Paakyat sa bundok. Safety po, naka-helmet ako. So, they had to secure the island because, well, of course, it's not exactly the safest place in the world, and I'm happy to be back here with my head intact. But they were very happy, no? Yung lugar na yan, absolutely walang smart signal, walang globe signal, walang dito signal. But today, meron na silang Viber, meron silang Zoom, meron silang Facebook, at may TikTok na. That's my daughter. Oo. So, tuwang-tuwa sila, no? Dati po kasi, they have to take a 200 peso bangka ride from that island to Zamboanga City in order to attend classes or in order to speak to their relatives abroad. Kasi sa Zamboanga City lang may signal para makakonect sila. So, magba-Viber. At ang nakakatuwa dito is, nung nag-install na kami, nung araw na yun po, yung barangay captain nagpadala ng picture sa akin na ang mga residents doon, normally kasi mga alas 6 pa lang natutulog na yan dahil walang kuryente. So, as soon as the sun sets, they use candles and ano. So, they have to sleep very early. So, at that time, alas 9 na ng gabi, lahat sila nakakumpul-kumpul sa paaralan. Kasi doon may signal at lahat sila nakababad sa kanilang mga cellphone. At nag-check siguro ng Facebook nila or kausap yung mga kamag-anak nila. And there was one mother who was napaiyak, no, dahil finally daw nakakausap niya yung anak niya na nagtatrabaho sa Middle East at hindi na siya kailangang mag-antay pa na makaipon ng pera upang makabiyahe sa Zamboanga City para lang makausap siya at makakonect sa Viber. Dahil dyan sa kinabit natin na technology and Wi-Fi, nakakausap na nila at any time. Despite walang cellphone signal. Ito po'y bayanihan dahil nagawa lang po natin ito dahil through the cooperation of many groups, no? Tumulong at ang nag-request po dito is si Majority Floor Leader, si Manix Delipe, dahil sakop po niya itong island na ito sa Zamboanga. So, and then kumuha kami ng tore at yung mga residents na po doon ang mismong nag-install. So, nagpadala na kami ng engineers upang mag-guide sila. Sila na po tabas ng mga damo, naglinis ng mga lugar at naghukay upang mailagay yung poste at ma-set yung poste doon. Tapos ang engineers namin ang nagkumabit ng mga transmitters at sa mga receivers. This island is about 16 kilometers away from Zamboanga City. Basilan is about 32 kilometers away from Zamboanga City. So these are the activities that we've done for the past month in line with the President's directives to start connecting the remote isolated communities all over the country. And so I found it fit that for these families ito po ay fulfillment, no, ng pangako ni President BBM na maiparating sa kanila ang teknolohiya at ang connectivity ng internet. So, a promise fulfilled within 100 days of the President's term. Thank you po.
Thank you, Secretary Ivan. Thank you for that wonderful news na binigay mo sa amin. We will entertain if you have questions, please ask now.
Creseline Catarong, SMNI.
Good morning po, Secretary Uy. Regarding po sa SIM card registration po, kasama po ba ang mga SIM cards na for roaming sa pag-register? Dahil isa po ito sa concern ng mga OFWs na may online transaction po.
Opo, no. All SIM cards that are purchased, that are connected to our telcos will be part of the SIM card registration. So ang mangyayari po, if they are out of the country, they will receive a text message from the telco themselves na okay, please go to this site or open the app. Most of the telcos already have their own apps, so nasa app nyo na. So log into those app and sign in to just to verify your identity. In most cases kasi, I think those app only has your name and your phone number. wala pang mga detalye. Although others, I think I've seen, meron. They require you to put your date of birth, your gender, walang address, at walang ID that will have to be verified. So you will receive either a text or a notice from either through your app or through a text message from your telco to go to a site or to go to their app where they will have a feature na kukunan mo ng picture yung ID mo, passport or LTO license or whatever government issued ID, and then i-upload doon. Once ma-upload, ang gagawin ng telco, i-verify ngayon sa ahensya ng gobyerno whether yung in-upload mo na passport, tunay ba or gawa-gawa lang sa recto or sa avenida at validate. Once ma-validate nila yon, then you will officially be registered.
Secretary, second question ko po is, pwede po bang makatulong ang DICT na buhayin po ang deactivated na prepaid SIM cards para ito ay ma-register po?
Well, napakamura po ng SIM card. I think it's easier for them to just buy a new SIM card and register rather than to reactivate, no? Ang rules kasi ng mga telco, once na hindi ginamit ng matagal ang SIM card, dini-deactivate nila. Once deactivated nila, within a certain period of time, binibigay na ngayon yung number to another subscriber. So, mahirap po, no? Kung i-reactivate nila yon, magkaka-conflict dahil yung number, pag-aari na ngayon ng another subscriber. So, medyo mas magulo. It would be better for them to just, I think, get a new number and register a new number.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Maricel Halili, TV5.
Hi sir, magandang umaga po.
Hello.
Sir, follow up lang po dun sa ginawa natin dun sa mga island. How far are we from nationwide connectivity? Gaano pa po kadami yung mga far-flung areas na kailangan nating lagyan ng mga internet?
Medyo malayo pa po. We have about 30% of our population that is not connected. And considering our more than 7,000 islands, it's going to take a while. Resources, both financial and human resources limitations, no? So medyo nabawasan po yung budget namin this year. So medyo siguro our hands are a little bit limited in being able to deploy to more islands and more mountainous communities. But I'm thankful that based on the information we had from Congress, mukhang maaari nilang madagdagan. So, kung madagdagan nila yung budget, mas malawak po ang ating aabutin nitong broadband ng masa project natin.
Sir, ano po yung target natin para...
We cannot do 100% because there are certain islands na, let's say, a handful lang yung tao. In order to set up those equipment and those towers, medyo it doesn't make sense, no? Like let's say an island that has 10 people or 20 people. Katulad nito, it's very worthwhile. 12,000 ang population niya na walang connection, na walang connectivity. 12,000. So ang impact niya napakalaki. So we're identifying communities like that, a few thousand people na talagang walang connectivity. Dito po, no, we're using combination of generator plus solar. Ngayon, by next year, once na-activate na yung Starlink at naririto na sa Pilipinas yung operations nila, mas mapapadali po. Dahil instead of building towers, we just have to bring the satellite dishes there. Nakita nyo po, no, nung nag-press con ako, ang size po ng Starlink na satellite dish, pwedeng ikarga sa backpack. So, we can install a solar panel with that, and they will be up and running. It's a plug and play. Saksak mo lang sa power, it will automatically search for the best signal up in the sky, and you have Wi-Fi.
Sir, last na lang po, on other issues, manghingi lang po ako ng update tungkol po dun sa VaxCert because I understand meron pong iba na nagtatry na kumuha ng VaxCert from the DOH website pero hindi pa daw po updated. Kumbaga minsan lumalabas may second booster na sila pero wala pa yung first. Ano po yung nagiging challenges natin dito and how do we plan to address this, sir?
Yung vaccination certificate, ang ano po natin doon is we're coordinating with the DOH, no? Dahil the software that we're using, which was contracted with the provider, with a third-party provider, technically nag-expire po ng September 30. Prior to that time, we were in talks with DOH na ang dapat po kasi after DICT has maintained it, we trained people in DOH to do it upang ma-turnover na namin yung buong sistema sa DOH at sila na magpalakad nun. But we were informed recently by OIC Vergere na yung mga tauhan sa DOH ay hindi pa handa to accept and to run the system. So, ni-request nila for DICT to continue running the system for them and in the meantime until they have the capacity to absorb the system. Then we asked them, okay, so we will continue running it, but we need to renew yung kontrata dahil September 30 nag-expire nun at tinanong namin DOH, may budget ba kayo so we can continue with the contract. Sabi nila wala. So now pinasa ulit sa DICT, hindi ho naka-program rin sa budget namin yung renewal because we were expecting that by September 30 we would turn it over already to DOH and they will assume the full operations and responsibility and the funding for that. So now we have found we are in the process of renewing that and medyo humagila po kami ng pondo para it's an unprogrammed expense, no, that DICT has to assume in order to keep that running. So we're still in that stage kaya medyo may konting challenge dyan. But we're fixing that.
Okay. Evelyn Quiros, Filipino Mirror.
Good morning.
Hi, Evelyn.
Good morning, Secretary. Yung na-mention nyo po kanina, 30% na lang po yung not connected. Sa buong Pilipinas na po yun.
Opo.
Okay. So, ito pong sinabi niya na broadband ng MASA project, continuation na lang po ba ito o dito lang po sa panahon ni Pangulong Marcos?
Dati po, meron pong ni-launch na free Wi-Fi project during the past administration. Medyo it faced a lot of challenges, no? Maraming areas na nabigyan ng free Wi-Fi nag-expire ho nung December 2021 yung mga kontrata at wala pong abiso. Ang nangyari po is nung nag-end ng December 31, 2021 yung